So I think it's going to show up. Yeah, it says recording right now.
Okay,
so
okay,
I think
okay.
we're good.
Okay, that's good to know, because I didn't know about that part. I thought that I could just at one point I thought that I could just record things without people knowing, and good thing I never did that. Like on a sales call, not with an actual client. Because
No. It definitely says recording here. I could see it like bright red. It's like blinking. It says recording. So yeah, it's definitely being recorded right now.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, so getting back to how much time you have. How much time do you have? Because I know you said you were busy. So
yeah. So I'm a little bit busy, dude. I have probably 45 minutes. So I kind of wanted to see if we could wrap things up at like 10:45 because I do have some other stuff to do. I have a lot of stuff going on, man. So yeah.
yeah.
If you need to do, if you want to do like a follow up, if you need more time, let me know and I'll try to see what I can do. But hopefully.
I definitely not. Like I don't. Not that I. Because we talk all the time, right? And that's the thing. Like we become friends, like in the process of doing all this. And usually when I ask somebody for testimonials, it's just them giving like a 2-minute video. A 2-minute video, and they just talk from the heart. They say whatever they want to say. I don't script anything. I don't, like it's just, hey man, just share what you enjoyed, and that's it. And yeah, so people do that. But then you gave me this idea to like actually have a chat together, and longer format of it. So all I'm saying is that like 45 minutes is much more than enough.
Cool, man. Good to hear.
All right, so I've a couple of questions. Nothing too formal. Okay.
Yeah.
So what did you enjoy about working with me?
Yeah, man. Dude. So I think we should like probably maybe talk about like kind of like how we met, right? Like we met in that program that we both took, right? Like we were in that mastermind program to like build our own business and that kind of stuff, right? Like we're kind of learning about like how to do that. We're meeting like other people who are doing that as well. Just as a refresher, I'm a software engineer, so I work here in Silicon Valley, and yeah, I am trying to run my own business pretty soon. It's going to be like fitness oriented towards other software engineers, right? So I was already interested in fitness, and so I kind of scoped out some of the guys who are into fitness, and you happen to be one of them. And I honestly, from my observation, I thought you're probably the best fitness instructor in that group out of like all the other like four other people, I think, that I also got to know that were doing fitness. But I felt that you were more mature, you knew what you were doing, and I felt like you kind of gave that personal attention to the clients that like I really had wanted, right?
Hey, but did you talk to those? Hey, dude, I hear music in the background. Is that?
Yeah. I can. Let me mute this music off. Sorry,
I was like, geez, I hope that's not my imagination. Like, I'm going
crazy.
No.
Can you hear me? Are you able to hear me now? And no music?
Yeah. Well, I was hearing you before. It was just I had a music in the background, so it was kind of funny, I was like,
oh yeah, yeah. I did put some music in the background. I kind of like wake up a little bit to music to keep myself in state, just to feel good. So
yeah. No, I understand perfectly. But when you were saying regarding like you like there was a whole bunch of trainers in that program, right? And then you saw me and you figure, did you talk to the other trainers too to see like what they were about? Or
Of course. I tried to like do my research to see like what these other guys are about. I think I was actually added to a group, but the thing is the group kind of fell apart. But there was like a fitness trainer in this group, and I was talking with him. I was trying to find out like how long he's been training, or like how long like how many clients does he have, does he have like a proven track record? Does he have Instagram? Does he have YouTube? Like I asked him a lot of these kinds of questions to find out like how deep is he into the industry. But the thing is, some of these guys, they didn't really seem like I remember like I posted on the group chat. I was like, hey, I'm looking to work with like a fitness trainer. Can somebody hit me up? Like, this is what I'm interested in. This is what I wanted to do. I think you and that other guy hit me up, but then the thing is he didn't really follow through. But I felt like you were more, and that's why I wanted to pursue, doing the fitness with you.
Hey, could you say that again? Because it froze up on my side. I think it's my connection, my internet connection, but
Oh, okay.
it's back now. But you said that like
Okay.
he kind of disappeared on you, like he didn't follow up, and then you felt me. I was
Yeah, I mean, it's not that he disappeared. He was there, but like I just felt like I asked you guys the same questions, right? Like, can you like I said, like, do you have like a track record? Do you have like an Instagram? Do you have, YouTube channel? Like, what have you been doing? And I was more impressed with your answers because it looks like he's still working on some of that. Like he was still trying to um get his stuff together, but I just felt like you had your stuff together already and I kind of needed something right now, so that's why I felt like you were really cool too. Like I hopped on a call with you and I realized this is good, so that's why I chose you.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wasn't aware that you talked to other trainers. I thought like I was the only I don't know why I thought that, but anyways, I thought that I was, I reached out to
Oh
you,
yeah.
and then we just connected and we decided to work together right away. I wasn't aware that you were like talking with other people, but that's actually like normal when you think about it.
Yeah, it's totally normal. Like, like I wanted to shop around, right? You have to do your work and research. So that's what I was doing. And I know that there were definitely some trainers in that mastermind group. So I wanted to do my research to see like, who's a cool guy that I can get along with. And it happened to be you. You had the right balance of, I saw some of your YouTube videos, by the way, and I really liked, I think it was your YouTube video. It has nothing to do with fitness, by the way. It's like some jiu-jitsu video. And I'm like, wow, okay. Because like, I appreciate MMA. I have no experience with it. I have no fighting knowledge or whatever, but I do watch UFC and I watch like, all of that stuff. So I'm like, okay, this guy, he's pretty cool. Like, yeah, we have mutual interests. So I wanted to go check him out,
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, and I don't talk all that much about fitness on my channel, even though it's called OG Fitness and it's a channel about fitness and martial arts, because I know that when I talk about fitness, nobody cares. but I swear to God, nobody cares. But when I talk about like my martial arts journey and what I'm doing, people go, the guys in the community, they go insane. Like they love it, man, and they're engaging and stuff like that. So I just went with what unless one of the guys in the community sends me an email or asks me a question in the comment section specifically regarding fitness or nutrition or whatever, then I'll make a video and answer that. But for the most part, I noticed that nobody cares. So I'm just gonna do videos that people actually want to watch for my YouTube channel. And yeah, I'm glad you checked it out and you found me cool enough to proceed.
Yep. So that's I think that's but your original question was like what did I enjoy when I was working with you, right? I guess I didn't really get to that or get to answer that question. Well, first of all, the entire process, well, I want to say the beginning was really hard. It was definitely not enjoyable, no matter who you are, right? Or like, especially when you're getting into a new workout. Like, I remember, man, I was feeling destroyed. Like, I was doing the deadlift workout, and on my first rep, I was like, dude, I cannot do 20 of these. What am I thinking? This was so unenjoyable. Like, I was cramping. I was getting hella tired. Like, it was just not really enjoyable. But the thing is, like, I stuck to it because I think you had like you were more hands-on at the time, right? So I felt like I think we talked pretty much every day or every other day or something like that when we first worked together. We were in pretty good communication with each other. So I mean, one of my motivations was that, and you also seemed like, you had your shit together, and you still do, right? And you're a very confident guy. So I know like if I mess up like a workout or if I like not do a workout, I know that, you're probably going to chew me out or I know it's not going to look good on me. So I know like I had to put in the work to make sure like I get the best benefits, right? So in the beginning, it was definitely hard. I'm not going to say it was the most enjoyable thing. But the thing is, after that first week, I felt much better. Like I did the same workout the second week and it was much better for me. I think the consistency really helped. So what I enjoyed was the fact that your accountability kind of helped me be consistent. So that's what I really enjoyed. I was able to finally see results. I think I remember like I was missing or you were very on point of like, getting the weight in. And then I was also tracking my food at the time, which I wasn't doing at the time, but I was able to write down all the foods and I was tracking my weight and I was tracking my workouts and you were on top of that. So I really enjoyed that because I didn't have anyone tell me to do that. Or if they did, no one kept me accountable. So you did both. And that's what I really enjoyed. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah. Like, no, I love hearing that, man. And you know, now I'm even worse, you know, than before. On the
I just got this Snapchat cup. Do you see this? I got it from work. Yeah.
It's nice, man.
It's very convenient, man. I can put in like very hot or cold beverages here. Sorry. Anyway,
Okay,
what were you saying?
No, well, I'm saying that I'm worse now, you know, when it comes to accountability. Like, I check in every day on everybody now, you know, and it's only sometimes I'll comment, but sometimes I have nothing to say. But if I see something that's not that's supposed to be there but is not there, like your weight or anything like that, then I send a quick message to see if everything is okay, you know. Funny how you thought that I would chew you out if you weren't gonna do anything, and that's cool. But I don't, you notice, you know how I am. I don't really chew anybody out, but I will like.
Oh no, but you're pretty real though. Like, so what I meant to say, I guess, different definitions. Let me, like, you're pretty real. I feel like you would call out if like I didn't. I think every time when I missed an entry, I feel like you would call it out. Like, hey, what happened here, man? What's going on? Tell me what's up. Like, nothing really misses you. Like, you're pretty accurate. So I guess that's what I meant. It's like I didn't want to be called out, or I wanted everything to go right, because, you know, my whole thing is that as a student, I need to listen to the trainer almost to the T, right? If I can. And I say if I can, because sometimes shit can happen. You might have to like, maybe you missed eating like a snack to get you to the 2000 calories or something like that, right? And you missed it or whatever. But yeah, it was my thing to like follow my trainers to the T. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great, man. You know, and that's the thing. Like, I realize now that, and at the beginning, I was following you more closely. Then after that, towards the end, you were getting the gist of it and all that. So we would touch base a little bit less, but I still like looked at what you were doing on a weekly basis. You know how every week I send you like like I send you your official weigh-in, your results, right? Like that's something that that I actually enjoy doing, right? And I'm worse now. Like the system of accountability now is, I wouldn't say worse, I would say better, a little bit more structured. And for the most part, at the beginning, I think it's important to have that. And after that, like as we get more comfortable and as we get the ball rolling and we're on a good swing, momentum's building, then I could slack off a little bit, but not that much really. I still have to check in at least, like because what I do now with my new clients is that, well, we're doing this at the beginning, but it wasn't a planned thing. It was kind of just, we did it because, you know, we enjoyed, you know, like chit-chatting and, you know, discussing things. So we had more to talk about than just fitness. We were also in the same mastermind group. Now, like, I speak to all my clients at least once a week, you know, and also like I check in on them every single day at the beginning, until of course they get comfortable. And after that, I give them a little bit of leeway, but you know, I'm still there watching. If every week we're getting on a call, I don't even make their program like more than a week now, because I make adjustments to it. Whereas before I would set yours, but I always make sure you're happy with your program. So like, if you told me, you know how sometimes at one point you tell me, man, I hate this exercise, it's a pain in the ass, switch this up. So, no problem, we'll switch it up. So
so I really like that, because you were very open-minded. I felt like I was in the beginning, I wanted to try everything you had suggested to get the results for like about, let's say 3 or 4 weeks, about a month, right, to follow you to the T. And after that, I started seeing results. I think I lost like 5 pounds or something like that. And then I'm like, okay, I kind of understand how this is kind of going. So I started to experiment. I wanted to experiment or do things a little bit my way to make it more convenient for me, right? So one of the things was that leg workout that I really didn't like. Like I really didn't like. It was leg 2, and I think it was where I had to do I had to hold dumbbells and I had to squat down in one leg, right? And I had the other leg hoisted up. I forget what it's officially called.
That one is called like split squat. Split squat, or Hungarian split squat, whatever, you know. So.
Yeah, that one. So I didn't really enjoy that, because I felt like I was kind of getting off balance, or maybe I didn't have the right kind of height, like, or like because I used to use my the bench chair, right? You know, that bench seat. So for the fucking benches, right? So I was using that to like put my other leg on. And then do the Hungarian split squats, but it was so inconvenient, and I couldn't control the height of it. So I felt like so bad when I was doing that workout. So when I told you about it and I kind of wanted to try something else, I felt like you were very dynamic. And I think I even suggested you some workouts that I found online, and you were like, oh, okay, this one might be a good substitute. This one, not necessarily. And I think we switched it up to just Romanian deadlifts, I think, right? I think that's the one that we used, or I don't actually remember. The workout's a little different now.
Yeah, slightly different. Well, we switch it up, you know, and that's the thing, right? Like, it's not really important. I mean,
Yeah.
for whoever's watching this video.
Yeah.
But the important thing is that we give you, it's a balance that we have to make, right? Between what you enjoy doing and what you need to be doing.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it. So, because it has to be an enjoyable process, because
yeah,
bottom line is that, and this is something that I tell like a lot of my clients, like, once you get to where you want to go, well, you got to stay there.
Yeah.
You have to stay there. If you hated the process and you hated the whole journey, and you hated your workouts and you hated the way you ate and blah, 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 and your diet and all that, we have to find something that works for you. So we have to make, like, I just come in, I give you an initial, you know, workout plan and meal, you know, I don't actually give you meal plans. You know that.
Yeah, that's true. But you do have very helpful videos that gave me creative ideas on how to go about meal plan, which I really found helpful.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's my belief too. It's like, I'd rather just like show you how to do things.
Yep.
And then after that, you can make your own meal plans if you really wanted to. Like, if you want to stick to a certain diet, well, the important thing is you understand the fundamentals so that you can do it. That way you don't need anybody to tell you, like, make a meal.
Exactly.
You could just,
and I didn't have anybody tell me about those fundamentals until you, man. Like, you showed me the concept, right? Like, I remember this. You said it was all about caloric deficit or surplus, right? It's about the macros, and as long as you're in a caloric deficit, you're going to lose fat. And if you put in the workouts and all that, and that kind of made sense to me.
Yeah. Actually, like, I was actually telling you, as opposed to all the trainers on the planet, practically, you know, macros don't actually matter.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
As long as you have a balanced diet, then you could tweak it and you go by feel. You know, it's very individualized.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to go by feel. You have to go like, okay, if I'm eating this much, how do I feel? If I'm eating this much, energy levels before, prior, post workout, whatever, you know. But that's like trial and error. Of course, there's some certain guidelines that I could you know, like point out to you so that you could we could try things. And that's it, man. Like, you don't they're not important, and people will tell you they are because they want to complicate the crap out of it, you know, and they want to go so deep into the science of it and all that. But man, you don't, you know. And the thing is, it was hard to believe at the beginning, right? But now that you've gotten to a certain you're very close to where you want to be, which is the six-pack. Well, you still have some ways to go, but you're a lot closer than what you were. Now you see, like, what I'm talking is truth, right? Like, it's not just like, you know, I make it sound simple because it actually is. But the thing is, I know that it works because I've been doing this for like on myself and for other people for a while now. And you don't need to complicate it all that much, man. But if people were to tell you that, you know, trainers sometimes, you know, it's about money sometimes, or maybe they buy into what they've been taught. But you know, bottom line, eat less, move more, man. But you have to learn how to manage that and to make it work and to integrate it into your life. That's the gist of it, right? And sometimes you need somebody there to be, you know, to keep you on track so that you're consistent. So, and the only way, and so you need that accountability. So that's what it is, you know. Sorry, often went on on rambling there, but.
Oh, no. I actually wanted to share you something. I wanted to share you this. I don't know if you can open this.
Oh yeah, well, I'm going to. You're gonna.
I gave you.
Chat, or you want me to give you? You think, because I just gave you like the permission to share anything you want, if you want to share anything.
Oh, on the chat, or I don't know if I could attach anything here. Let me see.
Well, not on the chat, but I mean on the screen. Like, if you want to share your screen, you can do it, because I just.
Oh yeah. It was just a picture. I actually wanted to just show you a picture. I took a picture of myself And for the first time, I felt like really, really confident of like, doing these kinds of pictures because I could never really pull these kinds of things off. I just sent you something over Zoom. I think it's on the chat. Yeah. So I just sent you in the chat section. I sent you like a screenshot of a picture of like it's not really abs. I guess it's like a 4-pack. I think it's almost a 6-pack. But it was like, those selfie mirror pictures that typically like people like to take in front of a mirror. Can you open it?
Yeah,
Are you able
yeah,
to open it?
I'm doing it. I'm downloading it now, and I'm going to.
Okay. Yeah. Let me know if once you receive it. But like, yeah, man, like these style of pictures are like the kinds of pictures that I would always wish to take, but I could never do that until like right now. I actually took this picture right before my LA trip, my recent LA trip.
Mhm.
And it really worked well in like, dating apps, like, like Tinder, and like it really worked, and like Bumble and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so I like, it's excellent, man. It's great. It's not just for validation purposes, but it's more like my own self goal that I had, right? Like I would want to be able to be comfortable to take like pictures that personal trainers typically take of themselves. And I wanted to take those kinds of pictures of myself as well.
Yeah. Hey, do you mind if I do a screen share of that picture that you just?
Yeah. Go for it, man. Yeah, go for
Yeah.
it. Oh, do you want me to do a screen share?
Yeah.
Or do you want to do it?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm
sure,
gonna share
sure.
my screen here. Boom. Okay. So good. Screen is sharing. I'm just gonna open up that picture, and
Yeah.
wait. Why isn't it? Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, this is just like a normal picture, like a selfie picture like this. So my mirror is a little bit narrow, I suppose. But I did take another selfie picture, which I could try to give you, right? It's more of like a real selfie picture.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I could never do pictures like this, like I could see my physique, I guess. But let me show you this one. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, because you were much. How many pounds did you lose since the beginning?
I think I lost about like 15 pounds of fat.
Yeah. So
And
there's a big difference because for the whoever's watching this, like they're looking at this, but they don't see what you were before, right? And what you were
that's
before
true.
was,
That's true. You should show up before. Yeah.
Let me do that right now. I'm gonna go to. You mind if I use the? I'm gonna do it on the. What do you call it? The Trainerize app. That we.
Yeah. I also sent you a second photo, by the way, over Zoom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll check it out. Let's check that one out first.
That's a really good one too, as well. It shows like a better, I guess, definition a little bit.
Oh yeah, let me open this one first. So even for dating purposes, it's
for dating purposes, man, it was really, really helpful. Like I could send this, like this is just like a picture I took. You could see my abs over there. You could see like, some definition showing up over there. The chest is really well built. And you can see a little more here. And if you look at my very first photo that I sent you, like I looked so fat, like, you know what I mean? Like compared to how I look right here and right now.
yeah, it's
This is a picture I took 3 days ago. This is 4 days ago, actually. Yeah. So I feel wonderful, man.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. And yeah, you're gonna look really good. Like I told you from the beginning, like you already had the muscle mass. It was just a question of trimming you down, You don't.
Yeah.
And then you were like essentially doing, going about it the wrong way, the whole bulking thing. And
Yeah.
Let me just go into your file here so I can share like the first picture that you took.
Yep. Yeah. The first pictures, man. I think I even remember, I think I really liked your approach. I remember you said, hey, Ash, go take a video. I want you to do these certain exercises. I think you had me do push-ups, and then you had me do some certain core exercises like stretches and stuff to see like how my body was functioning, where I was at and how I was moving. And you had me record like, I think like a 10-second video of each of those workouts, which I found was very innovative. Like I didn't have any other trainer do that for me. I think that was I was like, oh wow, I can't believe it, this guy actually cares. So now he, like, to me it felt like you actually care about how I look, how I move, what I'm doing. And I like that because I have worked with other trainers before you, online, not just in person. I've actually done in person as well, but you know, for other online trainers, they never like ask me to make videos of myself doing workouts and send it to them prior to actually doing your program. And I think you know, you use that to like construct the perfect program for me, which I thought was really cool.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's a never evolving program too, right? Like you know, we changed it up a couple of times, but you know, like
Yeah.
I had to see how you move before I could actually like you know like make a program for you, and then that program is going to change over time as you progress,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Wow.
So oh, check this out.
I'm looking at your
Look
yeah,
at
dude,
this.
that's crazy.
So this is the first picture, right? So I want to,
Yeah.
as whoever's watching this, look at this. This is the first picture, you know, so that's where you were at, you know, 50
Yep.
pounds approximately of fat more. And this is the latest one that you sent me. And look at this. This is a huge difference.
Oh yeah.
Huge. Like
Yeah.
look at you don't look the same. I don't know why I can't do side by sides on this crap. But I could do it on
You
my
might
phone.
you might be able to open it in another tab and then like do it side by side. I know
Oh
it's like
yeah, yeah. Let me
old school, but you could do that too if you wanted to. Yeah. But you might need to shrink this screen a little bit, and then open it two separate tabs, I guess, or two separate windows.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No
Um,
problem. I can do that. Watch. I know enough about technology to. All right,
yeah.
shrink this stuff so we can see the two side by sides, which is like
Yeah,
you
there we
get
go.
side by side. It's really like it makes a difference, man.
So
Okay,
you're saying it works on your phone or something, or?
on the phone you can do side by sides, man. You can do so it's really easy to do it on the phone. Like if you ever
Hmm.
go into the Trainerize app, and then
Yeah.
you probably see it too, and then you can
Yeah,
uh,
I think now I remember. Yeah, I think you showed it to me. Yeah, yeah,
all right, check this out.
yeah.
So we got you here,
Wow.
and then let me just drop this here. Try to get you the same.
Wow, that's insane, man. That's pretty crazy. I mean,
What happened?
I'm still at a shock when I look at it, right? Because um,
Oh, there you go.
and I believe this was what a span of um. Oh, you might need to scroll. So when you do so when you resize your screen,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then you might need to use your arrow keys or something to scroll to the left. Yeah.
Mm.
Or click on the picture or click on it and then do the right
The picture is
scroll with the
here.
keys.
The picture is here, right? Oh, I see what I
Yeah.
have to do. Let me just there you go. Resize because there you go. So I'll just size it up like this. Let me
Okay, okay. Yeah, there you
this
go. You
one
got
a
it.
little bit smaller. There you go. So we can kind of put it
Nice.
side by side here and take a look. Okay, here you're
Yep.
um let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. Boom. I'm just trying to get you like side by side. Well, anyways, you get the gist of it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You even though this the picture on the right is like you know larger, but and the one on the left,
Yeah.
which is where you're currently at, I mean, there's a big
Yep.
difference there.
Yeah, man. This is like night and day kind of. Yeah. I think the side profile should also show like a huge difference. What I noticed is like I used to have a huge stomach, yeah, like right there.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I've always had that stomach, and it's way better on the left right now. Like you can see, um, yeah,
Oh, where'd it go? Oh yeah, yeah. So look at it, right?
yep,
Once again, like the picture, the before picture is like you know bigger in size, but I mean you could still tell the difference here. You know, you can look at the definition, you can start seeing like the abs and all that.
yep,
You know, like the chest, everything. So yeah, man, you're gonna, like I said, like we still have some ways to go, but
yep.
we're much closer now to, you know, like you're
I think
15
this
pounds.
was a 10 pound. I think I remember this must have been the 10-pound difference mark, or maybe 12-pound difference mark, something like that. But the ones that we just saw, the ones I just sent you right now, this is how I look right now. And I think I could probably do that front, side and back pictures with these current pictures and send it to you. That could be a really, really good comparison. Yeah.
Yeah. You like, if you send that to me, I'll upload it into the app so that we could have them like side by side. It's really
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know we're not done with our work yet, so to speak. Like we still have, we're still, we're not at the 6-pack yet, but we're much, much closer, right? You feel that I've delivered on my promise so far.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And you feel
more. It's more because it's not even 100. I would say probably more than 100, right? Like 120. I think, so the thing is, I knew that I wanted to get lean, but I didn't know what other changes would come because of it. But you said that there would be other changes and I would notice it, but I just didn't really understand it until I did it. And then I realized, oh my God. So a couple of things happened. My my mentality changed a little bit. So I think I started to think more clearly. I don't know why, like, I guess losing fat, I don't know. I started moving faster. Like, I remember when I would get up, I would be like, oh, it's going to be a pain to get up a little bit, but then now I can just get up faster, right? It's like, whoa, okay. For some reason, I guess my joints are like way more responsive. Like I can just get up faster. I became more confident. Like I noticed I fitted in clothes better. So I was able to present myself better. Like when I wear like, not, well, I guess you can't really see over the video here, but if you saw me in person, like this actually like fits me a lot better, like on the waist as well. My pants started to fit better. So I became more confident. I felt more people noticing me. I think the energy definitely became way more positive. So I was able to attract more people into my life. I was able to pull off an athletic look that's considered very attractive right now. Just in general, right? So I don't know what it is, but I've been on way more dates since like right now than I ever did when before when I was, but then again, you could say, oh, that's very superficial, but yeah, you need to be a little bit like that, right? I guess in today's society, people look at all sorts of things about you. And so your body is definitely important. The way you present yourself is very important.
Yeah, well, I find as though like health is number one, right? Because you're healthy, but being healthy is going to translate to low percent a much lower percent body fat than most people carry around. Most people are at maybe 20, 25, and higher, but if and like I always say, it's like 15% is what you should be at, you should strive for at the minimum, right? 15%. After that, if you want to take it further, then okay, we could do that. But 15 is something that should be very easy for you to maintain. And it's important, man, because it's a question of mental health also. It's wellness at the end of the day. Like the more I move forward and the more I evolve in this industry and this business as a person and so on, the more I realize, man, health, it's not just about the physical aspect of how you look, right? Like health is also, it has to do with your emotions, your mind, and that has that, and your energy levels, okay, and that comes in, and then that affects your wellness, right? So if your body's not where it should be and you're unhealthy, it's going to affect your mind, your emotions, the way you carry yourself, your vibe, your energy, and that's going to translate to you not being very well. And you not being well is pretty much going to extend itself out to whatever it is that you're doing in your life. So that all the other things that happen, you start going on more dates, you started being more open and attracting good people into your life and stuff like that. Well, that has to do with you being well. You can't be well if you're friggin' like 30% body fat. Like you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. Well, to everybody else, you could tell, oh, I don't care. I got all the money in the world, and we know who
we know those people.
Yeah,
exactly. We know those people.
Money,
yeah,
and like if you don't have money, you're a loser. No. If you don't, you're not well.
Yeah.
Like you can lie to anybody else, but you can't lie to yourself and how you.
I think they were justifying it as like something that they're willing to sacrifice to move forward in other areas in life, like money. I think that's what was going on. But when I wasn't very convinced with that kind of argument, because health is something you would absolutely need to prioritize. it should be equal, if not more, than things like wealth and you know, money and wealth and all that kind of stuff, right? So
Yeah.
health is definitely right up there, if not the most important. So.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing, right? So that's why it's beyond, like, to me at this point, it's beyond. For me personally, it's not even about like the six pack or looking good. I'm not gonna lie though, I do enjoy the way I look, you know, and I do stare at myself in the mirror when I work out still, and I'm proud of that. But it's not like it's really just a byproduct of like my lifestyle and the way I've been able to integrate it and all that. But you know, it's more than that now. It's like, hey, and also like you have to be an example for what you're preaching, right? And that's important, man. So that's why I don't get like, but I mean, I think also you need to have that skill to be able to communicate it and to teach it properly and to coach people properly through it. Because now, like once we stop working together, once you get that six pack and we stop working together, we'll still be friends. We'll still keep in touch. We'll still talk, you know, every once in a while, you know, to see like, you know, because we're friends. We get along, you know, we like each other, and you're doing good things with your life, and I'm trying to do good things with my life too. So we'll stay in touch. But do you feel that with what I've taught you, you're able to continue on with that, or you know, or is it going to be lost as soon as you'll be completely lost when I'm not here anymore?
No, definitely not. So I think so another thing is that, you know, you're not like so hands-on. Like maybe in the beginning you're definitely like, you know, hands-on, you want to see the structure, you're like a really good mentor, right? And I rely on you. But as time goes, now that I understand the concepts, now that after that month, I think when I lost 5 pounds of fat, I'm starting to see results, right? Like I realized, wow, this is actually doable. I can actually do this. And once you gave me that kind of flexibility to like try another workout instead of the one that I didn't like, you know, switch up the food a little bit, like, you know, add something else to the a recipe, other ingredients, you know, that I feel are valid substitutes conceptually speaking, since it has similar protein, carbs, and, you know, fat kind of a distribution. So you know, once I'm able to experiment with that, I became more you became more hands off, and you kind of sensed it too. And I was still getting results, right? Like the second month, I lost 5 more pounds of fat. So now I'm more confident with like how things are going. And right now, even though I probably should be tracking food, I actually don't need to, because I already know kind of like I'm already eating the same thing anyway that I've been eating, and I already know what's going to happen. So like right now, I'm very confident. I know what to do if I want to get to 12% or if I want to get to 11%. I truly believe that. And if, for example, like, you know, if I feel like I went out and I indulged a little more, I take your advice and I just go a little harder on cardio, right? Like I do like an extra 10 minutes of jump roping, or like, you know, I eat less the next day. So I kind of, and I know like, I kind of have an estimate of like how many calories I might be, you know, taking. But if I'm not sure, I also use my fitness pal to like, you know, look it up and check out, oh, okay, so this is actually 500 calories. So I'm in a surplus or deficit of this many calories according to my fitness pal, which you showed me.
And
right.
You don't really even need my fitness pal. Let's say my fitness pal would just like blow up and die and out of existence, right? You would just have to like turn the pack over of the food that you're eating. Okay, it has
that's
value, and then you would weigh your food, or even if it didn't, you would just Google it, right? Okay, I'm eating chicken breast. Okay, how many grams for how many calories? Boom, you weigh it, boom, and there you go. That's more precise than my fitness pal. And yeah, man, that's the whole gist of it too, is that you want to make it so that at the beginning, yeah, you have to count calories and all that, and it's a pain in the butt. But you know, you stop doing it like pretty early on too. It wasn't like you were doing it for like 3 months in a row or anything like that. Yeah.
So I think I stopped by the second month, because I realized, okay, I kind of know what's going on here. And you know, on the third month, I lost 5 more pounds of fat without tracking, because I was eating the same food, so I already knew what was happening. I felt from a food perspective, you know, I had no problems anymore. And I had severe problems before.
And now
I still eat the same food, by the way. I still eat the same right now. I haven't
but once in a while, you like, you know, you go out on the weekends. You're having, you're having some fun, and you're having dinner, and you're eating whatever. And you know, and that's okay. You see, I never give you a hard time about it, because you already understand. Like, hey,
I do. And the thing is, the trick is when I go outside, the trick is to not eat so much. It's to eat like in small, very small portions. So that way you don't go excess in calories. If you're not really sure like what you're ordering, well, typically I stay away from like, oily or like fatty kind of foods. Like I would stick to something healthier like chicken or fish or something like that, right? Something that's leaner, right? And I kind of try to avoid all carbs except for maybe indulge in potatoes a little bit, maybe rice, just to get that, but not much, right? So the whole point is, now that I know kind of like, because I'm familiar with fish and chicken, because I can make them, and now if I go out and if I see it, I can kind of sort of maybe better at estimating how many calories it might be than I did before.
Yeah, or if you want to really be annoying to the waiter, you just tell him, "Hey, man, I need to know how much this stuff weighs."
Oh yeah, how much? Yeah, I've done that. And then I've had friends be like, "Oh, here we go again. Is this wild salmon or is it farm salmon?
Yeah.
How many pounds is it? Like how many calories?" I get this shit all the time.
Later on, you do that, and then you say, "Yeah," you go, "Yeah, but look at this," and then you flash the six pack, and you're like, "Here you go, buddy." But
could do that, maybe.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Right now, you don't have the six pack yet, but you're a lot closer, and
Yes.
it's possible. So the thing now is not to, because the two mistakes that people make when they start this journey, for health or six pack or whatnot, is first of all, some people don't start at all, but most people start, but never go all the way. They never finish. So what I expect from you and what I wish for you is that you go all the way. That's my objective. You get a clear six pack, because once you get there, after that, it's like, man, you'll know what it takes to get there, first of all, and then you'll see like, are you able to comfortably maintain this? And even if you decide, no, it's a little bit low for me, it's kind of a pain in the butt, but I'll keep it at 12 or 15. But you always know how to drop back down. So you don't need to hire me again, or hire anybody for that matter, just to drop from 15 to 10%. If you really, but I wouldn't suggest 5% is still a lot, a body fat, but that's the thing. I think you got to go all the way. You're almost there. You get there, and after that, then boom, then you can. Then we don't have to work together anymore in that regard.
So
you don't have to spend money with me anymore.
I would say that for me personally, so I've been working out since age 22. Yeah, 22. Right. So that's why, like, when I met you, you were telling me, hey, you all the hard work is kind of done pretty much. You have all the muscles and all of that. Right. So from 22 to 28, I guess, I didn't know, like, I was not lean. I was more really interested in like lifting as much weight as I can and just eating as much food enough to get the energy and the recovery that I needed to lift more weights the next day. That's all I cared about. So that's why I looked the way I looked, in that I didn't have the knowledge to cut or look the way I wanted to look. I thought I just had to get bigger and bigger and bigger and I'll look better eventually, which is not the case, right? So the way I was working out and approaching it was incorrect. So I think I don't think I'll have a problem of ever stopping working out, because, I've been doing it for so long and I'll just keep doing it. That's not a problem. I think the more important thing was the knowledge that you gave me, in that, hey man, you don't need to eat so much all the time. Because I struggle with eating a lot, man. Like I have to eat so much food. I was told that I had to take whatever body weight that I wanted to reach. So if I was like 150, I have to be eating 150 grams of protein a day. And if I wanted to hit 160, I have to eat 160 grams of protein a day, And I realized it was really difficult for me, man. It was so difficult to do that, until you mentioned, dude, you can just do well with 80% of the protein that you need, right? Or maybe like 70% or something like that. Most people get all the protein they need. But if you want to lose weight, you just need to be in a caloric deficit. You can actually eat whatever carbs you wanted, as long as you're in that caloric deficit. Some people had crazy ideas. They were like saying, oh, you have to eat at like, 160 grams of protein. 160 grams of carbohydrates, 160 to 180 or something like that, right? And I think I was like above 200 or something. And I think you were the first trainer to tell me, dude, that's actually okay. just do more cardio and it'll be fine. Or you can always just scale back on the carb. That's going to work too. So you explain the concepts, you explain the trade-offs to me. Like, I didn't know that you can be higher in carbs, but if you do cardio, you'll still have the same effect as someone eating at 170 grams of carbs, but it's also healthy for your heart. So which is why you had recommended cardio in general for people. So things like that, I didn't really know until I met you. As silly, as simple as it sounds right now, like the way I mentioned it. And there's a lot more other nuggets that you also give me too, by the way, that I'm not mentioning. Mm-hmm. But, when I talk about it, they seem really simple, but I just didn't know. And I don't think a lot of people know.
Yeah. And sometimes something is simple and you're like, no, this can't be true. And also there's an ocean of information out there. And
yes,
sometimes it's spewed by people who have like a very big following, who seem to have like, who are professional in this and that and stuff like that. And you think that, oh man, but there's so many conflicting things too. So you don't know what to believe. You're trying a whole bunch of stuff. It's working, it's not working. And then, and yeah, so that's why like me,
like that whole keto diet, specific diets. And until I talked to you, I realized, okay, actually any of these diets can work. You just need to eat at certain intervals to get that muscle repairing happening, right? Like there's some sort of process that happens like throughout intervals in the day, and the best way to trigger those processes to eat in a distributed way so that it helps refuel your muscles, right?
Yeah, so it's protein synthesis, meaning muscle growth.
Yes.
Fancy words, but I don't like to use fancy words too much. Like I can, but I don't really care about sounding smart at this point. I care about you understanding the general gist of it, the idea, the concepts, the laws, whatever, and then boom, and then you go out and you do it. And it's as simple as that. And the important thing is that sometimes too, people will fall on the right things to do, but they won't stick to it long enough for it to work. So that's where like, I come in and I'm like, no, just do this.
Yes.
Do this for X amount of time. It's going to work, so just ignore everybody else for now while you're working with me. And that's why I raise my prices too. Because a lot of times like people, like you're one of the exceptions where I charge what I charge you and you still went all the way, and you're still, you're not all the way there yet, but very, in a matter of 2-3 more months, that's it, but for the most part, like I've had guys who I charge the same price as you who didn't do any of the work at all. It's insane. So that's why I charge so much now. And it's relative, right? But it's really so that people focus down and just stick with me for that extended periods of time. Stick with me for extended periods of time. I'll take you to where you want to go. I'll take you to the promised land, if you do the work. But you're not going to do the work if you don't, if you're not bought in. And that's the one thing that I go back and forth with people that I get on calls with, is that I charge what I charge now because, dude, I want you to succeed. Yes, it's a business. Yes, I enjoy the money.
I agree,
but I don't really care about like the money. I'm kind of on like a spiritual tangent at this point. Like we talked about this, and I don't really care anymore all that much about money, man. Like I know the importance of it, so I'm not like gonna go like up in a mountain and just like just meditate on a mountain for the rest of my life. But I mean, it's not the main thing. It's not the main thing at all. So if I'm gonna do any kind of work, it has to benefit people. And honestly, money's just a number, bro. Like it's just, you don't even have it in your hands. It's just like digits going in and out of your bank account.
I will still say like, for the amount that you had charged me, I would still say like, hey, it's definitely an investment on my end, right? And I didn't want to see that go to waste, so I wanted to give it my best. And yes, I'm sure if the price was higher, I would feel more invested into it, and I wouldn't want to see all that money go to waste. So it's perfect. It's like an incentive, right? So yeah, that makes sense to me. I also think in comparison to those other guys who probably maybe, they didn't do the work, right? It's also a matter of discipline. And I may have been lucky in that I'm already disciplined to a certain extent, but I think I improved the discipline even more with you, because I was not disciplined enough to like do constant, like, cardio, like warm-ups. So this is something that's kind of new that you did that I didn't do, right? And that's every time before our workouts, there are these crazy cardio-esque warm-ups that you would have me do. Like I have to do burpees, or I have to do jumping jacks, and I have to do like these bear crawls. And I never did those kinds of things, man. And so I think like with your program, now I just became disciplined to just do it. Like now it's like normal for me. It's like before I start lifting, I just need to do these kinds of warm-ups. And dude, I tried doing these warm-ups with my friends, and I asked them to do it, and they're already like, oh man, I can't believe you warm up like this. This is so difficult, but it's really effective. So yeah, man. I guess my point was that my discipline got better from working with you. I don't know. It could have been the amount that you charge, or I'm not sure. I think it does relate to that in a way, but I think it's the overall vibe that you bring in that helps me improve my discipline.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm happy to hear that, And
Yeah.
what was I gonna say? And like I just want to like circle back to like the coaches that you
Yeah.
worked with before, right? And
Yeah.
and like I'm not gonna mention any names, but like those coaches are high profile compared to me. I'm like,
Yes.
like
Yes.
I got
Yes.
what, like 600 followers on IG, and then
Yeah. Yeah.
2,000 people on YouTube, well, almost free or
Yeah.
whatever. But
Yeah.
I'm essentially a nobody on online. But the guys that
Yeah.
the guy or the coach or the coaches that you work with, one
Yeah.
of them I know is really high profile. Like,
Yes.
and
Very high profile. I worked with him in 2016, actually, him and his assistant. They're great people. I like them. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of him. He is also influenced. He's a huge influencer, I think he has 1 million or so followers on YouTube now, or something like that.
yeah, he's in the million range.
He's in the millions. Okay, wow. Yeah, so he's definitely high profile. And he's in great shape. I think like to me, like I wanted to look like him, and that's why I worked with him at first, right? And I just think it's probably a scalability issue that he's running into, right? Like I'm not gonna like say his program was bad or anything. I think it was a good program, but it was definitely a scalability issue he was facing, because I think he was trying to train like too many people at once. So much of our interactions were not personalized, and I didn't really learn concepts specifically from him. And also, if I didn't do a workout, that accountability wasn't really there. It was more like on the positive side, right? It was more like, oh, it's okay, you missed once, just make sure you don't do it and miss again. It was like those kinds of things, and I'm like, oh, okay, sure, and I don't think I also tracked my food properly. I think he asked me to send screenshots of the foods that I was eating, and I did send it to him, but like he made like generic comments, try to add more food, but I'm like, I don't know what kind of food that you want me to add. And also at the time, I think I was in an interesting situation where I couldn't make certain kinds of food because I wasn't living on my own. I was living with my parents. So like, the diet that was recommended by him wasn't necessarily like something that I could eat at the time when I was living with my parents, because their diet habits are very different, right? Because they're immigrants, and it's a little tricky. So I felt like I think I started the program with you when I was in that situation as well. So for you, you were more dynamic. You said, okay, don't worry about these kinds of foods, but eat these kinds of foods instead. I think you showed me some vegetarian options that I could look into. And it wasn't until I moved out when I was able to experiment with like other different kinds of foods.
Yeah, I remember,
But
because you were still transitioning out. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But that's the thing. I think you're absolutely right about that. It's a scalability problem on that coach's end, and he was training a lot of people at the same time. So he kept hands-on. Whereas me, like my business model at this point is I actually don't want to train like with more a certain amount of number of people, and the number is actually 20, by the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Per month, per 20 clients per that I want to deal with per week. That's it. So that's actually 20 clients per month. And until I finish my job with them, like I don't want to take on, because I just don't. First of all, that's why I charge more also, because I'm so hands-on. But it allows me to really dial in and focus on that client, get the results, and then then we move on. Then they can move on from there, right? So, and I'm not out to make millions off of this either. Like, just obviously, I want to get to a certain amount so that comfortable, so I could essentially not have to worry about money. But my main thing is really, I just want to work with 20 people at a time, take care of them, and then when people graduate, so to speak, hit their goals, hit their targets, and they're good to go. It's nice, it's solid. Then after that, I'll take in more clients. And then because I'm eventually my YouTube thing and all that, that's like that's where other sources of income are going to come. But I'm not out to make this into something, what do you call it? Train 1 million people and have just a couple get results.
Another thing I wanted to say was that just because you're not as famous doesn't mean you're a worse trainer or something like that. Or just because someone is like more famous or is a bigger influencer doesn't mean they're better at training. That's something a lot of people should really understand. I'm sure they might have like the testimonials or validation or the approvals of a lot of people, right? Because they have so many followers. But in any industry or in any situation, I really feel like there are hidden gems, right? Like from people who are up and coming, or people who are starting out, or still in the beginning phases of becoming famous or whatever, right? Or people who tend to keep a low profile, I suppose. They're just as good, if not better, right? The only way to know is to have an open mind, like, talk, at least do what you can to do your research and talk to your trainers to find out if that person's the right fit for you or not, regardless of whether they're a famous influencer or like big shot trainer or something like that, or celebrity trainer or something.
Yeah, and the truth is, like, I believe you have to have a conversation first with the person that you're considering working with. Right?
Of course.
And then from there, like, if you have a good feeling, you have to kind of trust your gut, go with your heart, kind of thing. You give it a shot. If it doesn't work out, you could call it quits. Just don't, work something out with them. That's fine. But yeah, absolutely, man. Like, because the thing is, the person has to be a right match for you. And I always tell that with people that I talk to on the phone, like potential clients that I have sales calls with, so to speak. I tell them, listen, we're just on this call. Like, let's just get to know each other, have a conversation, see if it's a good fit. This is the type of person I'm looking for to work with. And if you fit that mold more or less, and I can help you, then yeah, let's talk about how it would look like to work together. But if we don't fit for whatever reason, and it's not a good or bad thing at all, then that's fine. I don't mind pointing somebody in the right direction, giving them a couple of pointers, and then we'll be on our way, right?
Yeah.
I'm not looking to train the whole planet. I'm trying to just make an impact on the people that I can make an impact on. And like I said, my number is 20 a month. That's it. 20 people a month I want to deal with, because that translates to about 20 hours a week. I only want to work 20 hours a week, because the rest of the time I want to be training and competing in my sport.
Yeah. Makes sense to me. And you want to have your own life too. So yeah, it makes sense.
I'm about like living my life and all my spiritual process now too. So I'm doing the whole breath work, Qigong thing. I'm getting into yoga and stuff like that. But
nice.
Like the old school 15,000 year like yoga, like hatha yoga. So that's what I'm really looking into. That's my
send some my way too, man. I'm interested in that too. I need to do some major stretching. I think so send it my way too.
As I get into it, I'm going to I'll make a couple of videos and
incorporate it into your training or something. That'd be fantastic.
I think I'll have to, because like it's going to be a part of me, so I have no choice, like because I'm going to share like what I know, what I'm learning, what I'm evolving into with the people I work with, right? And so it will just be a natural thing. Like, it won't even be hard for me to do that at all. Hey, but listen, I know you got to go, and I got to go also, because I have another call right now. I'm actually 3 minutes late. But hey, thanks very much for doing this, man. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, man. Of course, man. It was great. Pleasure talking to you. And let's talk pretty soon. Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have my video editor cut this up, because it's like an hour-long conversation. So
no
one's going to watch an hour of this stuff, So I'm going to chop it up in bite-sized pieces, so that people so I could post it on like IG and stuff like that. But
yeah.
yeah, thanks a lot for doing this. I think I'm gonna do
Yeah,
this.
I prefer IG. I would prefer IG over YouTube. Because I want to get into YouTube as well. So it would be nice to. Well, for now, like I'm fine if you put me on IG. You could use me on YouTube as well. But I'm thinking, I don't know if you want to.
No,
Yeah, I don't know about YouTube.
probably more IG, because YouTube nobody
Okay.
cares about. Like none of my guys really care all that much about me
Yeah.
doing fitness. One guy reached
Okay.
out to me because I put a little clip at the end like, hey guys, if you guys want to work with me, I'm actually a trainer, blah 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 blah. Just reach out to me here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for the most part, they just want to hear my opinion on how to fight, how to train, and how to do judo. Like,
Dude, I'm telling you, you need to
for
do
fight.
those. You need to do those UFC analysis, and I think your YouTube is going to just blow up, dude.
Yeah, I
I
haven't
feel.
gotten up to that, but I will. It's
Yeah.
it's in the plans. I just been busy, like
Yeah.
working on my business, right? So until I get to a point where like, okay, now I can, because I'm looking
Dude,
to
like the recent Francis Ngannou versus Stipe fight that happened. If you just do an analysis on that, you're gonna get like 50,000 views just like that.
Shoot, yeah.
You know, like those opportunities, those real fights, that crazy fights that happen, and if you just capitalize on it, you're just gonna be a fucking rock star, my opinion. So
I think so, man. I think so. Yeah, you're right about that. Because now I think about it, there's that, Mind Smash. He doesn't even appear on screen, and he talks kind of funny, in my opinion. He's like, hello, so this guy, he's like this and that. He's like a little bit dramatic about it. I don't know if he does it on purpose or if he talks like that, but it's and he's huge. He's pretty big, man, and he never shows his damn face. I'm not saying, and that's his prerogative. That's fine, But imagine you don't even have to show your face, and you could build make a living off YouTube. So
yeah. That's crazy.
Right. I gotta get on this, man.
You should do it. You should do it.
and I would just want to point something out with before we leave, is that all my clients, because when I work long enough with somebody, usually we end up being friends. We became friends right off the gate. But usually it's and it's the way I like to do business, and the way I like to live my life, to be like, let's say I help 150 people, 1,000 people. That's like potentially 150 whatever thousand friends that I have in a lifetime, which is great. Great way to live, man. Like, you help them, they've helped you, like in terms of finances. But I mean, it's a great way to live, man, in my opinion.
I agree. So I agree.
All my clients end up being friends.
And here's the thing, dude. If anyone can pay you the amount that you charge, right? What do you do? 5,000 now?
Yeah, 5,000 for 3 months.
5,000 for 3 months, right? Yeah. So if you can find people who are willing to do that, typically it's like, pretty a successful guy or a successful girl who's going to be able to pay that much amount, and who's really down to get those kinds of results, and, perhaps have the discipline to come out on the other end with a six-pack. Obviously, you probably built up that discipline doing some other thing that he's more skilled at, right? Whatever field of interest that he's in, he's a part of. So typically he's going to be a really cool guy. He's achieved some things, and he's able to afford your program. So you're going to be friends with high quality people.
Yeah. And like that 5,000, that's for a 12, that's for like 12-week quick fix kind of deal,
Yeah.
I mean, that's up for discussion, and
right.
I can say to a certain extent negotiation, because I'm very flexible, and I really want to give people what they need. Like, if somebody needs to work with me for like 6 months, a year, I'll tell them that. If they just need a month, you only need a month, so let's work something out. And also, like, I'm not all about the money. I really do care about helping people, and I put my money where my mouth is in regards to this. Like, if somebody really needs the help and they really kind of like, my price is too high, then we could work something out, But I gotta feel it. I gotta feel it, because if I feel like somebody is just trying to negotiate the crap out of me and lowball me, and then I'd be like, no, I won't do it. But if I feel as though somebody really needs the help, but they're just struggling financially, and it's I can only afford X amount, a couple of hundred here and there or whatever, it's like, hey, as long as you take it seriously and you do the work that you're supposed to do, I'll be there to help you. But if you screw up, then we're gonna end this, because I don't really need your money, like, as long as, in my opinion, like, I have, at this point, I have a roof over my head, and I got my health, and I got some food. I don't even need all that much, to be honest. Like,
dude, by the way, Oh, by the way, I just realized before you close this video, you should show a graph of my weight. I feel like you should show, I kind of wanted to see that actually. So in November, I think I was like 146, 147, maybe
Oh, yeah.
147. And right now I'm about hovering at 132, I think. For those of you who are interested, and if you're wondering, man, why is this guy's weight so small? It's because I'm a short guy. I'm like 5 foot, I'm like 5'5". So yeah.
Okay, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Let me do this right now. Give me a second. Hey, how do I exit this? Okay. So where is the graph? Is it in the dash or? Do, 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 do. Yeah, it's a
yeah,
good
I'm
one.
like in the UFC, I guess I would be like what is it? Flyweight or bantamweight at best is what I would be. But hey, it's still, it's still progress. So if you look at the body weight, um,
There you go. Wait, let me just move this bar
yeah,
here so it's not as annoying. So this is where
yeah.
we started off, and that's the thing. I always take the average weight, right?
Oh, this is actually December. So actually, I think you can go even further. Go to 6 months or click
Oh,
on 6 months at the very end. Yep, there you go. There
boom!
we
Look at
go.
this.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So actually, it looks like I went up a little bit. That's so weird. I went up on the next day, maybe because I weighed myself like in different times. But I was at
Yeah,
147.
because you know the first time you took your weight, that was just like a random time, right? But after that, like I always told you, take your weight in the morning under the same circumstances, take it every day, and
Mm-hmm.
then we average it out, and the average is what we're comparing because it's a more accurate representation, you know.
Yeah,
uh, it,
yeah.
Being afraid of the scale is absolutely nonsense, okay? And because some trainers will tell you, don't look at the scale, just go by how you feel, and we'll get you on a scale once a month. That's BS, man. That's
Mm,
hogwash. We take it every day.
yeah.
And these are like real numbers of your actual weight going down. So you see here, like here was just like that, and then we average it out. So all these numbers here are weekly averages.
Yep, yep.
That's how we know. And look at this, nice and steady. That's the way we want to do it. We don't want you to lose any muscle mass. And
Yep.
for people who have like a lot of weight to lose, you don't want to end up with loose skin. You got to give your body time, man. You know,
Yeah.
and that's it. You doing it
And
for the
the thing is, I've been lifting the same, if not more, weights during this whole process. Like I have not lost muscle. This is how I know I have not lost muscle because I record the weights that I lift,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm lifting more weights. Like, I'm still able to functionally do everything. Even look wise, I saw my parents because I haven't seen them in a while, right? And they saw me back when I was in November when I looked like, kind of, with more weight on.
Uh-huh.
And, I saw them. I haven't seen them in a while, so I just went to see them, and they didn't really notice that I lost the weight because I look bigger, right? That's the crazy part. You still look bigger, even though the numbers are down. So they don't really realize that I lost weight or something. They're like, you look better. Like, what happened? You look much healthier. You look leaner. You get all these like compliments and from your parents. So that's the funny part, man. People can't really figure out that you look smaller. No, it's like you look different and better. It's so weird, man. It's so weird.
Because you already have
Super
the
weird.
muscle mass. That's the thing, right? If
Yeah,
you didn't have the
yeah.
muscle mass, then you would just they would be like, oh no, what's going on? You're starving. You're not eating any food. Here,
Exactly.
eat more. But I already told you from the beginning, you have the muscle mass. We just need to trim you down. So when people see you now,
Yep.
they don't get it. It's like, and like you said, they look at you and they're like, oh shit, wait, he looks better, but what happened? We're not sure why.
Yeah.
You know, they can't figure it
Yeah.
out, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, I've been getting open compliments, man. Even my friends, who I see constantly, right, not on a daily basis, weekly basis.
Uh-huh.
Even they've said, yeah, man, something. So I changed my style also, right? So now I'm more confident in wearing like sportier kind of clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So now, they're like, yeah, man, your style changed. You look much better. Your training is really working. And dude, I just went to LA. So I went to LA, right? Like, so I had to take this week off from training.
Mm-hmm.
I went to LA, and in LA, it's a little bit superficial, but I
Yeah,
actually just met.
I was gonna say that. Oh, isn't that the most superficial place on the planet?
It's so superficial, but like, look, I was wearing my joggers. I was wearing like a nice, like a good shirt, you know, not this one, but you know, something similar. And you know, I started just you know, just having fun, like, right? Like I just started to go and just meet random people, and I randomly met a girl, and you know, we struck conversation, and then you know, we had mutual interests like working out. And yeah, we went on a date, man. So you know, and we're still talking right now, which is pretty cool. It was just pretty insane to think about, because I would never do things like this, or I could never say to a girl that, hey, I have interest in sports, and I you know, because I didn't really look like I did sports, you know, all that muscle was hidden underneath that huge fat, so I just appeared fat. And now I have things to show for it. Like I actually look pretty good, you know, in those kinds of clothes. So, and you know, it got me a date opportunity, right? Like,
Yeah, because
so
it affects your confidence too, and
yeah,
how you move, how you act, your energies, and
yes,
confidence is going to you're gonna act a little bit differently. You're gonna do and say things that you normally wouldn't, and exactly, and look what that brought about, right? You know, it got you a date. I mean, it wasn't the sole purpose of doing all this, but I mean, hey, it had a positive impact on
It
your
had a
life.
positive side effect. Yeah, it's not the
I,
sole purpose. You're correct. It's a positive side effect that happened that I didn't really think about until it happened.
yeah, and it's important. Like your well-being is important, and you're not well if you're not happy with how you look to a certain extent.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
and like how people say, oh, you just got to learn to accept yourself and love yourself for who you are. Yeah, but if who you are isn't like you're not feeling good about that, you know.
I would say if
Don't
you
lie to
think
yourself.
about,
Don't lie to yourself.
I would say for a lot of people, you know, they should think about how they are perceived by others, right? Or how they view themselves in their head. And if you view yourself as someone who is like a kind of like athletic, powerful, dominant, superhero, those kinds of images, if that sort of images pop up in your head, but
Mhm.
you don't look like that, that's definitely going to have a psychological toll on you. You know, it's not going to look good on you until, you know, you actually look like what you think you should be or what you think you want to be.
Yeah,
Do
and
you know what I mean?
you could try to like cover that up with a success, your money,
Yeah.
career,
Yeah. You
and all
could,
that. But the
yes.
important thing
Yes.
is how you feel inside, because
Yes,
you could
it's all connected. It's
yeah,
all connected.
exactly. So that's why like I'm not about the whole superficial part of it anymore. I
Yeah,
was when I was younger, because who isn't, right? As a male, you
yeah,
want to be jacked and all that.
yeah, 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 yeah.
It's cool and all that, but it's just at this point, it's just me. It's who I am. I'm just lean. I'm
Yeah,
athletic, and that's who I am, and I have the lifestyle, and I'm happy in my skin. But
that makes
I'm not
sense. I think I'm like, I'm still in my 20s, right? So I think I'm still a
yeah.
little on the
That's
superficial
okay.
thing.
That's okay.
I mean, I've never experienced it, so it was like my first time experiencing it. So I'm like,
But
okay, this could happen.
you gotta experience it at least once to see what it is,
Exactly.
to really see your body sculpted and lean and defined.
And actually have it appreciated by other people, and especially from the opposite sex. You know, it's really cool. It's really, really,
It
it's
is.
really
It is.
interesting experience. So.
I'm still like that too. Like when I'm at my gym and stuff like that, when I'm done, like I take off my shirt and I stretch out and stuff like that. And I'm proud like of displaying my body.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed at all. It's not,
Yeah.
I'm not a attention whore or anything like that. I'm not seeking validation, but I know people are like, holy crap, this guy is.
I know. I know. It also shows that you are willing to, it shows your mentality that you're willing to put in the work, put in the effort and the sacrifice and blood, sweat, tears to, you know, look this way, which means it translates to other areas of your life also, right? So it's a positive quality to display for others. So that it inspires them, and you know, maybe they want to hang out with you or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So,
It's like a balance, a harmony
yeah.
that you have to have in your life. You have to have your health. You have to have.
Hey Hung, I have to get going. I think
Yeah,
it's really over time.
All right.
But this is good. This is good, right?
Yeah, this is awesome, man.
Yeah,
Okay, so
this is
anyway,
great.
take care. I'll talk to you soon. And
Yeah,
thanks
yeah.
for doing this again. Appreciate it.
Of course, man. Hey, so out of recording, this is it doesn't matter. But I just wanted to say, so
Oh,
yeah, so I took a week off.
You want me to stop the recording now? I'll stop it.
Oh, it's up to you. I mean, what I'm about to say is about my training, or I have a question about my training program. So it's
Okay,
up to
okay,
you.
yeah. Let me
Doesn't
just
matter,
pause
right?
the recording.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll just stop.